Hi, my name is Joe Moss. I'm an attorney specializing in car accident claims. My office is in Pompano Beach, Florida, and we also have an office in the Florida Keys. I wanted to talk today about some of the tips to follow if you've been involved in a car accident when you have to deal with insurance companies. One of the first things that you're going to notice after you've been involved in a car accident is your phone will start ringing from insurance adjusters. They may be insurance adjusters from your own insurance company. They could be insurance adjusters from the other person's insurance company if there's another vehicle involved in the accident. The first thing you need to do in responding to these phone calls is figure out who this adjuster is and why they're calling you. You want to know whether it's an insurance adjuster from your own insurance company or whether it's an insurance company from another vehicle that was involved in the accident. Regardless, all the adjusters are in the business of minimizing claims. Their obligation is to pay out claims that they have to, but if they have the ability to minimize any claim that they're going to have to pay out, that's their job also. So keep in mind when you're speaking with any of these insurance adjusters that that's their goal in speaking to you. Regardless of how they tell you they're here to help you, they want to get your car fixed, they want to get your medical bills paid. The bottom line is, and this is how insurance companies make money, they try to minimize claims. There are different types of adjusters that will be calling you from the other person's insurance company. The first one is the property damage adjuster. And the property damage adjuster is calling you to find out if your car was damaged, try and find out information about who was at fault for the accident, and ultimately determine whether they have to pay insurance coverage. The next type of adjuster that may be calling you from the other person's insurance company is called the bodily injury adjuster, or a lot of times they'll say they're the BI adjuster. Bodily injury coverage is the type coverage that if you're injured in the accident and you've lost wages, you have pain and suffering, medical bills, things like that, the other person's bodily injury coverage is the insurance coverage that will cover you for those types of damages. So when the bodily injury adjuster calls you from the other person's insurance company, they've got one goal in mind, and that's to minimize your claim and minimize any amounts that they're going to have to pay out as a result of the accident. Keep in mind before you speak to the insurance company for the other party, you want to make sure which adjuster it is that you're speaking with. And usually when they call you up, they'll tell you, I'm the property damage adjuster or I'm the bodily injury adjuster. Sometimes uninsured motorist coverage will come into play, but you want to make sure that you know which adjuster it is that you're speaking with. You shouldn't speak to the bodily injury adjuster for the other person's insurance company. They're trying to minimize your claim at a time, usually right after the accident happened, that you may not even know what the full extent of your damages are. You're under no obligation and no duty to speak to that adjuster, and it's in your best interest not to speak to that adjuster. There'll be plenty of time down the road to talk to that adjuster or have your attorney speak to that adjuster. Keep in mind in Florida, the statute of limitations is 4 years, which means from the date your accident happens, you've got 4 years to make a claim. These bodily injury adjusters will use little tricks of the trade, like sending you a letter saying that if they don't hear from you right away, they're going to close your claim or they'll close your file, which really means nothing at all. You've got 4 years from the date of your accident to make a claim against that insurance policy, and even if the adjuster closes his file, it doesn't affect your claim whatsoever. The first one that you'll probably get a call from is the property damage adjuster. And depending on the type of insurance coverage you have, your own insurance policy may provide coverage for property damage to your vehicle. And this is important because if the other person doesn't have insurance, doesn't have the mandatory insurance that they're required to have, you may have to rely on your own insurance to cover your property damage. So again, in order to get your car back up and running quickly so you can get to work, pick up your kids, whatever you need to do, you want to go ahead and speak to the property damage adjuster for your insurance company so that you can get your car back as quickly as possible. PIP is an abbreviation for Personal Injury Protection Coverage. PIP coverage in Florida is mandatory, so if you have an insurance policy, you have PIP coverage. Your PIP coverage is supposed to cover 80% of your medical bills that result from a car accident and 60% of your lost wages. But again, the PIP adjuster has a job just like the rest of the insurance adjusters that will be calling you. Their job is to minimize claims, even though they work for your insurance company. The one thing the PIP adjusters will be looking for is inconsistencies on your insurance application. If you remember when you went and first applied for your insurance, they had you fill out an insurance application. And there were questions on the application such as, who else lives with you, how many cars do you own, how many other drivers are in the house. And the reason they ask you those questions is that's how the insurance company figures out how much your insurance premiums are going to be. If there's more people that live in the house with you, your PIP insurance premium will be higher. If you own more cars, your PIP insurance premium will be higher. So when the PIP insurance adjuster calls you, they want to make sure that the answers you gave on your insurance application were truthful and accurate. If they can find inconsistencies with what you tell them in your statement versus what's on your insurance application, they will also try and deny you PIP coverage for medical injuries and lost wages that resulted from a car accident. My advice is to speak with an attorney before you speak to the PIP adjuster. The attorney will be able to review your situation, who you live with, the accident report, your insurance information, and make sure that there aren't any technical errors that would allow the insurance company to deny you your PIP coverage. One final adjuster you may hear from your own insurance company is the uninsured motorist adjuster. Uninsured motorist coverage in Florida is optional. Not everyone has it. The uninsured motorist adjuster is going to want information about whether you were injured in the accident, wage information, whether you're treating with doctors, some of the same things that the other adjusters have asked you about. Your uninsured motorist coverage only comes into play if the other person involved in the accident, the at-fault party in the accident, does not have bodily injury coverage. If they don't have bodily injury coverage, then you've got the right to pursue your uninsured motorist coverage. There's a lot of things that are going on after a car accident, least of which is trying to get your car fixed. If you're injured, getting to the doctor. You still have to keep your job, you still have to provide for your family, and do all the things that you do on your normal daily activities. The last thing that you need is 3 or 4 or 5 insurance adjusters calling you 4 and 5 times a day, trying to get your statement, trying to get information from you. Keep in mind when they call, they're in the business of minimizing claims and minimizing the amount they have to pay on a claim. If you've got significant injuries, if you've got significant property damage, if you've got lost wages, your best bet is to speak with an attorney that's experienced in car accident claims. In a matter of minutes, they'll be able to get things straightened out. They'll be able to get these adjusters in line. If there's statements that have to be given, they can be coordinated and scheduled so that it fits into your schedule, so that they're not disrupting your schedule and disrupting going to work and everything else. So go speak with an attorney. If you have questions, if you need more information about it, please call my office. My toll-free number is 866-556-5529. You can log on to my website, which is www.mauslawfirm, it's M-A-U-S, lawfirm.com. We've got hundreds of pages of information about car accident claims, about dealing with the insurance companies, and hopefully you might be able to answer your question from the website alone. If you can't, give us a call. We offer a free, no obligation consultation, and we can usually answer your questions within just a few minutes.